Week 2 quests have started for the Blast from the Past event in The Sims 4. So if haven't been playing, you're not too far behind. This is only week 2. There's 2 quests this week. So we're just going to hop right in here. There's a bunch of rewards. Some of them are basic, like simoleons or free skill books, but the ones that you actually care about is a get to work alarm clock, a necklace, a banquet table, and the Emmett costume. Those are the 4 that are unique that you would only get if you complete this quest. So quest 1 is simple. It's called the Echoes of Time. So you're going to be continuing off of what you completed in week 1, those 2 quests. So the first event is to read the history of time travel at the library. So you need to travel to a library. I went to the one in Willow Creek, and you click on any bookshelf, and that's one of the first pop-ups is to read the history of time travel. Then it will say a new quest will pop up that says experience the past by playing The Sims Archives Part 2. So you can click on any PC, and then under play game, there's an option that says play The Sims Archives Part 2. Then you're supposed to study a historical display at a museum. So I was able to travel while still in Willow Creek to the museum and view anything that's on display, and that will complete that task. So it actually weren't too bad in terms of task. It does require your Sims to travel just a little bit, but it doesn't make you do anything too complicated. The 4th task is to ask an elder about the shard. So that's something that you learned by studying the historical display. So I didn't have an elder on the museum lot, so I actually sent my Sim back to her home lot, waited until 7 a.m. because Sims don't like to be woken up in the middle of the night, and then I called an elderly Sim friend over. This happens to be Olive Specter from the Life is Death expansion pack. And then I asked her about the shard, and they give you this random story. If you care about the lore, you can definitely read about it. It's a pop-up basically, so you can either skip it or you can go forward. After you've asked about the shard, you're supposed to research shards of time. So you need to go onto the computer under the web category, under research, under research shards of time. So it'll give you another pop-up with some more lore. But basically, you need to search around everyday items in your home to find 3 shards of time. So you can search objects like refrigerators, bookshelves, toilets, beds, laptops. You may not always be successful. I had to click on multiple objects and search a couple times before I got 3 shards of time, but it did work out. I didn't have to buy any new furniture or anything for it. And then the last task in Quest 1 is to show Emmett the shards. Now, I thought Emmett and I were already friends in the game, but when I was looking for him in my relationship panel, I couldn't find him. So I went back to the Magnolia Blossom Park, I'm sorry. And then he just randomly popped up and started talking to my Sim. And then I was able to click the interaction show Emmett the shards. And I completed Quest 1. So Quest 1 was actually not that long. I would say, like, in real life game minutes, it was maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, and my Sim only had to travel to maybe 2 or 3 lots to get it done. It wasn't actually overly that complicated. As soon as you complete Quest 1, it will launch you into Quest 2 for this week, which is Inventing the Past. So your first task is to repair something while at handiness level 2 or higher. Now, repairing things is not upgrading, it's just repairing. So the easiest way I found was to get something to break and then I can repair it right away. So if you prank a toilet, any toilet, even a toilet that's been upgraded to be unbreakable, and then you have your Sim use that toilet right after you prank it, it will break the toilet. And then it's something you can easily repair, even if your Sim has a low handiness skill level. So I did that. The second task is to exercise your mind while level 2 or higher. So you can exercise your mind by reading logic books, playing chess, looking through a telescope. For my Sim, I just had her buy a skill book from the bookshelf in her house and read that until she got to level 3. The third task is to read theological electronics at the library. Ironically, you don't have to go to the library to complete this task. If you have a bookshelf in your home lot, you're able to just click the bookshelf and read the book at home without traveling anywhere. The 4th task is to obtain an electronic upgrade part. Now, there are several ways you can go about this. You can upgrade something, and then you can scavenge through the trash and look for upgrade parts, or you can just order it. So I went through the computer, under order, under upgrade parts, and I bought one electronic upgrade part for 120 simoleons. I just found that to be the easiest. I didn't want to do a lot of work. The next 2 tasks I would say are the hardest 2. So you're supposed to collect ironium and plantanium, which are both like minerals or elements that you can find. The pop-up said that you could find it by going to the Desert Blossom Park in Oasis Springs. So I had my sim travel to Oasis Springs to the park. I forgot she was handiness level 10. I've actually played her off screen between quests, so she actually had a really high handiness level. And so if you have level 10 of the handiness skill and you search around on the map in the upper left corner, there's like a little cave that you can explore. So for the cave, you have to say, take the wide path, go up the stairs, walk onto the ledge, and it will ask you if you want to travel to the Forgotten Grotto, which is one of the like hidden worlds in The Sims 4. I've actually never unlocked that before. I don't usually explore the parks and around base game, and I don't usually have Sims at the handiness level 10. So when you go into the Forgotten Grotto, there's like a fishing pond, and you can search for frogs. There's a bunch of plants you can uproot. And then you can dig up dirt and look and mine for minerals and stuff. So I found both elements just by being in Forgotten Grotto. I didn't actually check the rest of Desert Springs, but I assume it would have been the same case if I just kept looking around a lot. Finally, the last task in Quest 2 is to build a time travel component. So you need to go into your inventory, click on one of the 3 time travel shards that you found earlier in this quest, and then it will say build time travel component. It's not too hard, it takes a few seconds. That will finish the quest. Then you're able to go into the Blast of the Past UI menu and claim all your rewards. It's 10 rewards total, but like I said, only 4 of them are new to the game if you finish the quest. Some of these are like simoleons and skill books and, random stuff you may not care about. The alarm clock is the only one with functionality. And the banquet table. So if you ever play The Sims 2, the banquet table, you can buy foods, desserts, appetizers, and Sims can come up and eat off of it. But the alarm clock was what I was most curious about because we haven't had an alarm clock in The Sims 4 at all. So there's a couple of options. You can upgrade the alarm clock to increase the range of the loudness when the alarm goes off, or you can set an alarm. So there's a ton of menus. Basically, to set the alarm, you could pick what time of day you want the alarm to go off. So if you want the alarm to go off in the morning, a time between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m., during the daytime, which is 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., in the evening, which is 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., or at night, which is 10 p.m. to 3 p.m. This is going to be great for Sims who seem to struggle getting up on time. I know for me, especially if I have children or teenage Sims, I would enjoy having an alarm clock to make sure they have enough time to actually get up, shower, and eat breakfast before the bus. It seems like they wake up with just enough time to get on the bus and don't do anything else. But overall, this quest took me about 15 minutes in real life. Wasn't really that challenging. I didn't really care about the lore, but I am interested in the prizes. So let me know in the comments below, how did you find week 2's quest?